I've listened to Born This Way by Lady Gaga for a year.
And I listened to it once yesterday.
Welcome to Spin It. Hello and welcome back to Spin It, the record ranking podcast for people who'd rather be listening to music. I'm James, and with me, born that way, is Connor.
Yeah, that's what I usually tell people when they're like, what's wrong with you? I don't know, I was born this way.
Born this way. Lady Gaga told me, hey, exciting things. This is a cool episode. It's about Lady Gaga. This was a fan-recommended episode. Someone that you know wanted us to do Lady Gaga.
Yeah. They honestly would not shut up about it.
Fantastic.
If you're listening right now, you know who you are. You were annoying the heck out of me.
Wow, I hope it's someone you like. This is someone you know personally. That's not how you would talk about just the audience.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, and I found a place for this album as soon as I could after that, which it did take a while because you told me when we had the rest of the year of discovery planned out pretty far. But what that means is, since we put Lady Gaga right here, this is episode 212. And over the course of the podcast, we have done some singles episodes and some holiday specials and some bracket challenges. Mm-hmm. This will be our 200th album ranked.
Wow.
It's a very special episode because it's almost like a second episode 200 because it's album 200 for us.
This is also the second time we've talked about Lady Gaga because of the singles episode stuff. Wasn't she in one of the Halloween 13s?
She may have been, but actually I don't recall. Don't tell the Mixtaper. That's 26 whole songs to remember.
I'm pretty certain Monster by Lady Gaga
made
it into the Halloween 13.
It definitely did, and now that you say it, I can see the graphic, but I'm just not familiar with Monster by Lady Gaga, and so that's why I've forgotten it. That's probably about the only time in my life I've heard it. I should be honest right off the rip, like, I'm not a big Lady Gaga guy.
You're not a Gaga guy?
No. It's just, it's like she makes this, like, club pop, right? And I'm not usually a club guy. I don't go to clubs. So it's a cool kind of music.
I'm a big Lady Gaga fan, actually.
Really? Say more.
I grew up with a lot of Lady Gaga.
You grew up with Lady Gaga? I thought she was way older than you.
Well, I grew up just like middle school era.
Oh, you went to middle school with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
No, but you liked her in middle school?
Yeah, well, middle school and high school is when I discovered her. My dad actually discovered her and introduced me and my sister to her.
He reverse AC/DC'd you. You said, Dad, check out this cool new band. It just came out this year, and it's AC/DC. And then he went, Son, check out this artist that I like. And you probably went, oh, it's probably some old, uncool rock band. And he presented you with Lady Gaga.
No, I don't think I can tell you. I don't think I can say in episode how I was introduced to Lady Gaga. I think it has to be cut from the episode.
Oh.
Anyway, he obviously was instantly drawn into like her crazy outfits and her, at the time kind of like unique style of singing. Her I don't care attitude.
Well, what do you know?
Especially in like the like bad romance era.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of Lady Gaga. She was inescapable in middle school, high school, all the way. Just she was everywhere. Songs that you didn't realize were Lady Gaga, and they'd be constant. So I've listened to my fair share of Lady Gaga, even though I don't like claim her as an artist that I particularly go for. But when I was picking a Lady Gaga album for the podcast, had to be Born This Way. I kicked around her debut for a while, but had to be Born This Way. Just felt like the one that most people would want to talk about or listen to an episode on, and, why not, right? If you know a lot about Lady Gaga, maybe you should play Factor Spin for me instead of me versus the Mixtaper, just because you got a good base of knowledge.
I mean, I do better.
That's how it seems. I can't escape that fact. But anyway, let's learn about Lady Gaga. Tell me if there's anything you don't know, or anything you do know.
Sure.
I want to know what the Connor Knowledge Bank holds. Lady Gaga, lesser known as Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta.
I knew that.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. Good for you. She was born in New York City.
I knew that.
In 1986.
Could have guessed that.
Could have guessed. You could have probably gotten within 5 years. Like a carnival barker. I guess your age.
Yeah.
Guess your birthday within 5 years.
Exactly.
What's the best one to do for that? It's probably weight, right?
I think it's weight.
I don't know. Check when you're at the fair.
I'd have to look at like what all the rules are.
That's true.
What the plus and minuses are.
Yeah.
Because I think weight has a pretty decent sized margin of error.
That's true. Well, Lady Gaga's family has Italian heritage.
I knew that.
And she says that her parents worked their way up from a lower class background. And now she's like a multimillionaire. Lady Gaga started learning to play the piano at age 4. Her mother said she wanted her to be a cultured young woman.
Yeah, so did mine.
Well, One of your mothers got what she wanted.
I'm none of those three things.
Just tell her, Mom, I was born this way.
I'm neither cultured young nor woman.
But you started young.
Yeah, but I grew out of it.
Yeah, it's true. Now you're an uncultured old man. But Lady Gaga was a cultured young woman, and she loved playing by ear. A lot more than trying to read sheet music. She had quite a natural gift for the piano, and her parents sent her away to art camps and open mic nights and all sorts of things to really sharpen her musical skills. She said, I don't know exactly where my affinity for music comes from, but it's the thing that comes easiest to me. When I was 3 years old, I may have been even younger, my mom always tells this really embarrassing story of me propping myself up and playing the keys like this, as she reached up and pretended to play the keys, because I was too young and short to get all the way up there. She said I was really, really good at piano, so my first instincts were to work so hard at practicing piano. And I might not have been a natural dancer, but I'm a natural musician. That's the thing I believe I'm the greatest at. And good for her, right? How awesome is it to make an incredible, legendary career out of the thing that you think you're the best at? She went to an all-girls Catholic school.
I knew that.
And she felt like she always kind of stood apart from her classmates. They mocked her and they belittled her.
Yeah, they did.
They did. In fact, there was even a Facebook group that they made called Stephanie Germanotta, You Will Never Be Famous. And then a bunch of people joined that group and cyberbullied her.
Yeah, that was her senior superlative too, I believe, was least likely to be famous.
That's not even good. That's so bad. I'd like to see how the most likely to be famous person is doing right now. No offense to you if you're listening.
And it wasn't just in high school. I think that continued into college and stuff where just everywhere she went, people were like, nah.
Right. Which is wild because she's got such a personality. But she did. She rose above it. She held her ground. And in 2003, she made it into an NYU arts program where she studied and honed her songwriting skills, which is pretty cool. And her career started to take off so quickly that she dropped out in her second year to focus full-time on music. And it was no small task. Actually, she had to overcome a lot just to get a foot in the door. When she was 19 years old, she experienced a really serious sexual assault by a producer that deeply and profoundly impacted her for years, as it obviously would, but she didn't let it deter her from music. It's just important to mention because it shaped so much of her early songwriting days. She made her first recordings for a children's audiobook in 2005. Did you know that?
No.
No, he did not know it. A new fact. She also started a band with her NYU classmates, and they did a lot of gigs as a part of New York's club scene. Word of the band, and more specifically, Word of Stephanie, got to producer Rob Fusari. Now, he had already done producing work for acts like Whitney Houston and Will Smith and Destiny's Child. He actually worked on Destiny's Child's song Bootylicious, which we talked about during our first Beyonce episode. But Rob Fusari's the one who actually first dubbed her Lady Gaga, too, after the Queen hit Radio Gaga. You know Radio Gaga. Apparently, that is the fault of a botched autocorrect job. He was typing Radio Gaga to her, and radio autocorrected to Lady. He misspelled it somehow. So she becomes Lady Gaga. She starts shopping around with her music and developing her signature song and style and persona. It's inspired a lot by burlesque performances, by David Bowie, very glam and glitz and electronic and avant-garde. Obviously, she would go on to wear meat dresses and, like you said, be known for her outfits and flamboyant style.
Mm-hmm.
She and Fusari morphed into an act called Lady Gaga and the Starlight Revue, who were sometimes called the ultimate pop burlesque rock show. They even played Lollapalooza in 2007. And by the end of the year, Gaga would be signed to Streamline Records. For a while, she interned with a publishing company, and that gave her a fair amount of industry knowledge and experience to draw from to help her negotiate her publishing rights with Sony. And she started churning out songs, not for herself at first, but songs for big acts like Fergie and Britney Spears, people who were significant players in the world of 2007. She was adamant that her style was the future of music. Radio stations were pretty skeptical. They thought that her sound was underground and racy and not mainstream, and Lady Gaga said, oh no, it might not be now, but give it 3 years and it's all everyone will be talking about. Because all that talk certainly did disappear overnight when Lady Gaga's first album came out in 2008. That's The Fame. You know a lot of stuff from The Fame. 100% guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It was easily one of the biggest releases of the decade. It topped the charts in 6 countries, cracked the top 5 in the US. The singles from The Fame include Just Dance and Paparazzi.
Mm-hmm.
And the worldwide best-selling single of 2009, Poker Face.
Yeah, Poker Face. Yeah, there's huge stuff. Just Dance.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well, Poker Face sold 9.8 million copies in a year. and it's still all over the place to this day. Like 2 days ago, I saw a TikTok about it. Not even like featuring it, about it. People are still actively talking about this music, and it's 16 years old. She took home 2 Grammys that year with The Fame also. Not bad for a debut record. Then she did a world tour in support of the album and wrote an additional 8-track EP that she kind of tacked onto a reissue of the album or released standalone also. She kind of did both. She called it The Fame Monster. Maybe you know some of the singles from The Fame Monster. Like Monster. Yeah. And Alejandro, and a little song by the name of Bad Romance, which happened to top the charts in Canada and the UK and went to number 2 in the US and New Zealand and Australia. Did you know that Bad Romance was the most watched music video on YouTube? And Lady Gaga became the first person to cross 1 billion total YouTube views?
I did know the YouTube billion thing. I did not know it was the most watched video.
So her career is officially up and running, off to the races, as good a start as you could ever dream of. She won 8 VMA Awards that year and picked up another 3 Grammys at the 53rd Awards. She broke the Guinness World Record for the most downloads for a female act in a year. She also snagged the crown for the highest grossing concert tour for a debut headlining artist. Her Monster Ball tour raked in over $250 million. So she's off to a pretty strong start. And it's no surprise that after such major hits, her second record, Born This Way, is going to match the energy of The Fame and The Fame Monster with its fair share of major moments. And those moments are the ones we're going to talk about today. Love a sophomore album. Lady Gaga started working on Born This Way in 2010. A lot of the songs she had been writing for years, but ultimately she said it came so quickly. I've been working on it for months, and I feel very strongly that it's finished right now. Some artists take years. I don't. I write music every day. So she's been hard at work. She also says Born This Way, to that point, includes the greatest music I've ever written. I've already written the first single for the new album, and I promise you, this album is the greatest of my career. Now, it's her second album, so 50-50 chance at that. But nevertheless, she promised.
She did promise.
Let's see if Lady Gaga let us down this week. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Her producers thought that Born This Way would really help redefine her image, and they called Born This Way Lady Gaga's Freedom album, which is fun. She recorded Born This Way all over the world. Abbey Road, Miami, New York City, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Omaha, Nebraska, Paris, Sydney, all the great cities of the world. Like, what a time. Also, apparently, I did not know this. This is a fact that was new to me. She got some help from Queen's Brian May on the record. He plays guitar on You and I. I had no idea. She's named after Queen. Queen is here. What a surprise. Did you know Brian May's on that song?
I did not.
Nice. Lady Gaga announced Born This Way in full in late 2010. She revealed the title and teased the lead single live at the VMAs. The record came out on May 23rd, 2011. It had both a standard and a deluxe edition. And later that year, a Born This Way remix album came out as well. And it was a bit of an evolution of her style. I mean, to listen to, I haven't listened all the way through The Fame or The Fame Monster, but from the singles alone, right? It's a lot less dark pop and a lot more influences blended in. Whether, you know, that's opera or metal or electro pop. She's weaving a lot of new things into the sound that she's kind of started to pioneer. Most tracks on Born This Way, like Simply Don't, sound like Just Dance or Poker Face. The album was fairly warmly received by critics. Born This Way has a 71 out of 100 Metacritic score. AllMusic, The Guardian, and Rolling Stone all gave it north of 4 stars. But beyond that, beyond critical opinion, Born This Way sold a bunch. It became just the 17th album ever to move more than 1 million copies in a week. 17 albums ever have done that. Lady Gaga was the 5th woman ever to do so. Born This Way debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. And apparently, part of the reason that it sold so much in that first week is that 400,000 records were sold digitally through Amazon for 99 cents. That's pretty wild. Amazon took a $3 million loss on that instance, whether it was intentional or not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. But that helped sell it a lot. And people actually point to this incident where Amazon sold the album so cheap. They think that's the reason that the Billboard charts stopped counting any album that cost less than $3.49 during its first 4 weeks. So there you go. I mean, kind of changed charting music history.
Yeah, that's crazy.
After 1 week, 7 days, it was the 8th best-selling digital album of all time in the United States. That's so much. And in its second week, it sold enough to stay at number 1, but it also saw an 84% decrease in sales, which is not exactly surprising when you're selling 1 million units in week 1, but that's still top of the charts. Today, Born This Way is 4 times platinum, and it sold more than 6 million copies around the world. Once again, just like The Fame, Born This Way was one of the year's biggest albums. It earned Gaga another 3 Grammy nominations. She was the first artist since the Beatles to get 3 straight Album of the Year nominations. And that's probably going to be a hard one to see happen again. So yeah, Born This Way was huge. Big album. At least it was big in most places. Another fun trivia tidbit about Born This Way, a lot of countries imposed some pretty strict censorship on lyrics or songs. China even restricted 6 songs from Born This Way altogether. They just said, no, you can't distribute or play those here. And then when Lady Gaga met with the Dalai Lama in 2016, China designated her as an enemy of the state.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
That's insane.
They said, she's a government hooker, but probably in Chinese.
Nah, they probably said it just like that in English.
Maybe. So yeah, that's the Born This Way. That's the second Lady Gaga era. The rest of her career is still ongoing and is no less impressive. It was around this time, right after Born This Way in 2011-12, she started her longtime partnership with Tony Bennett. We just talked about him on the Frank Sinatra episode briefly. Some of the songs that he's covered are on there.
Yeah.
The duo did a lot of jazz standards and classics and stuff. I think Lady Gaga covered The Lady is a Tramp, even, that we significantly call out specifically on the Sinatra episode. It's just a really awesome side project. All the jazz standards love it. Their first proper record together wouldn't come out until 2014, but they did collaborate on singles and things before that. Lady Gaga also worked with Elton John on music for the movie Romeo and Juliet, which is fantastic. I saw that movie in theaters.
Maybe same. I don't know if I saw it in theaters or if we bought it when it came out on DVD, but I've seen it.
It's literally just Romeo and Juliet told in Garden Gnome.
Yeah.
Gaga also played at President Bill Clinton's 65th birthday. She cameoed on The Simpsons. She hosted a Thanksgiving special. She made a perfume. The world is going Gaga for Gaga. Her third album, Art Pop, came out in 2012. She kept the hits coming with tracks like Applause. I live for the applause. Art Pop, though, was mostly less well-loved than the previous 2.5 bangers of albums. So for her next record, she wanted to pivot, and she did something really different with Joanne.
Joanne, yep.
I really have been meaning to listen to that one since it came out, too, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I've heard it's great. It really did a lot to soften her image, and people who had previously written her off as the scandalous pop star who wears meat dresses and sings racy songs, they started to take her more seriously as an artist after that. Joanne had a pretty big title track, and it featured Million Reasons, which did some solid numbers as well. At this point, Gaga landed some roles in the American Horror Story series. She got to do the national anthem at the Super Bowl, and then a year later, in 2017, she did the full halftime show. It ended up being the 3rd most watched halftime show of all time. More people watched it than the actual game. And then she also did the anthem again later on at Joe Biden's inauguration. She did more acting, like the film A Star is Born, and more recently, she was in the second Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I didn't see it, but probably don't judge her as an actress by that, from what I've heard.
She was also in House of Gucci, which is one you can judge her as an actress, I've heard. I've not seen it, but been meaning to ever since it came out back in 2021.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
You didn't see all the trailers for House of Gucci?
No.
Really?
I don't watch a lot of commercials.
It had a huge cast. It was a Ridley Scott film, I believe. That's like a biographical crime drama about the Gucci family.
Huh. That sounds cool. Did you see the second Joker?
I have not seen that yet either. I haven't been to the theater coming up on almost a year probably.
Wow.
I have seen American Horror Story. She's in 2 seasons of that.
That's correct.
Which that show, is famous for every season's a completely different plot, but with the same actors and actresses.
Except for Lady Gaga.
But yeah.
That is cool. Lady Gaga's 6th straight #1 album, Chromatica, came out in 2020. Then, do you remember this? There was that bizarre episode where someone shot her dog walker and tried to hold her dogs for ransom.
I do remember that, and it's so weird.
Yeah.
And the Mixtaper's a little sad that you knew that.
I know. Well, it was everywhere, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
If it had happened in 2012 and was everywhere, that's a different story. But yeah, I definitely remember that pretty vividly. Because why? People suck.
Yeah, people suck.
But Lady Gaga doesn't suck. She also did Die With a Smile with Bruno Mars, which was the biggest song in the world for 18 weeks. And it made Gaga the very first act ever to have multiple US #1s in the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. Plus, she's the first to win 3 Grammys for Best Pop, Duo, or Group Performance.
Nice.
Yeah. And her 7th and most recent studio solo album of all original material, called Mayhem, just came out in March of 2025.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah. Well, me neither. But she's also apparently about to be on the next season of the Netflix series Wednesday.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that. That's awesome.
Uh-huh. And it only makes sense because her song Bloody Mary really got a big boost after Wednesday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Well, as for Lady Gaga's awards and accolades, oh man, she's got a lot. She has 438 major award wins on more than 980 nominations, including 14 Grammy wins on 38 nominations, an Academy Award for Best Original Song, as well as 3 other nominations. She's got 2 Critics' Choice Awards and 1 more pending as of the time we're recording this. She has a Sports Emmy for her Super Bowl pregame show. Now, I don't know if Sports Emmys count towards EGOT, but they might, right?
I think they should.
She's only a T away.
Even if they don't technically.
Why not? Yeah. Lady Gaga has 2 Golden Globes, one for her music and one for her acting. And she's got a healthy dose of American Music Awards and ASCAP Pop Awards, Billboard Awards, Clio Awards for excellence in advertising, which is interesting. She's got Dorian Awards and iHeartRadio Music Awards and MTV Awards and so much more. Lady Gaga also currently holds 14 world records and has held and lost at least 4 more. She set 4 of her 14 world records in 2025. So what a big year for her right now. What a fortuitous time to be doing this episode. Lady Gaga's also got some fashion awards outside the realm of music. And just per like the rankings and stuff, she's one of Rolling Stone's 200 greatest singers of all time. She sold a ton of music. She has 3 songs certified diamond in the US for more than 10 million units in sales. She sold more than 124 million records. 124 million. Like, if everyone bought only one apiece, which is not the case, but if everyone did only buy one Lady Gaga record, that would be 1.5% of the entire world with a Gaga album.
That's nuts.
That's a wild statistic. She was the world's highest paid female musician back in 2011, right around Born This Way time. So, yeah. Did you know all that?
I think I knew a decent amount of it.
That's pretty good. Now I'm hoping we can flip that script and I can know a lot about what the Mixtaper is going to say, because he's going to come with 4 things about Lady Gaga that might be true and might be false. And if I'm not up to snuff on my Lady Gaga trivia or knowledge, I could be easily tricked and manipulated. And I don't want that.
Well, let's get him on out here.
Yes, let's. The heavy metal dastard.
Hey, it's me, the Mixtaper.
Hello, Mixtaper.
Or, as you can call me, Monster Mixtaper.
Monster Mixtaper, yeah. I forgot. I'm so sorry that I totally forgot that we talked about Lady Gaga on our Halloween episodes.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't care about me. I get it.
No, that's not it. There's plenty of other reasons to forget. Are you a Lady Gaga fan? I can see you really liking Lady Gaga a lot.
Hater.
Oh.
No, okay. Yeah, love Lady Gaga.
He says, actually, I started the Facebook group. Love Lady Gaga, though. That sounds more like it. What's your... I never asked you.
Bad Romance is actually about her and I.
Whoa. Well, consider me impressed.
It was such a bad romance because I was just too perfect for her.
Too perfect for her. It sounds like you were just not emotionally vulnerable enough for her. Sounds like you shut her out.
Yeah, and that's actually why then we kind of had a falling out because she kept writing songs about drinks but wouldn't write one about the pumpkin spice latte.
Name me one Lady Gaga song about drink.
Americano.
Well,
Bloody Mary.
Neither of those...
Give you 2. 2 for the price of 1.
Both of those are the names of drinks. Well, what are you going to do? What's your favorite Lady Gaga song? Is it Bad Romance that's about you? Or...
Probably. Bad Romance is good. But I'm thinking... I don't know. Just Dance is just so much fun.
No, it is. It's a very dancey song.
Yeah, I think I'll go Just Dance.
They named a whole video game franchise after that.
Me and my sidekicks, we like to dance to Boys, Boys, Boys.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, are we ready to learn 4 new things about Lady Gaga?
I'm so ready to learn 4 new things about Lady Gaga. I've been looking forward to this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you pick the order.
Okay. We go on 1 through 4 here?
Yeah, 1 through 4.
Let's start with number 2. I don't want to start predictably with number 1, but I don't want to get too far into the facts yet. So let's start with number 2.
Number 2. She shot for the moon, but was denied. Shot
for the moon, but was denied? Well, that even if she missed, she'll land among the stars.
Yeah, that got denied too.
Oh, yeah, she didn't even get to take her shot.
She didn't even get to take the shot. Shot denied.
That's so sad. What moon was she shooting for?
The Earth moon.
Oh, the moon.
Yeah.
What was she shooting to do on the moon? or with the moon or for the moon.
Performed the first live concert on the moon.
She wanted to do a concert on the moon?
Yeah.
In real life?
Yeah.
Get on a rocket?
Yeah.
Go to the moon?
Yeah.
Get out of the rocket?
More than likely.
And sing on the surface of the moon?
Yeah.
For whom?
I assume they would video broadcast it.
I don't know.
Or the other astronauts.
The other astronauts. It's a very exclusive Lady Gaga concert. Well, who denied her? Is it NASA that denied her? Because that seems...
NASA, yeah. NASA denied her due to, quote, unreasonable logistical demands.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing sounds...
So it wasn't like it was, no, you're an idiot. We're not interested. It was, no, it's a good idea, but logistically unfeasible.
What were her demands that were too much?
I don't think it was like her demands. I just think it was the demands of what it would take to get her to the moon was too much, right?
Well, sure.
The training, the cost, the logistics.
Yeah, that'd be a ton. Look, Katy Perry just went to space. That's the thing for 2000s pop stars to do.
Ugh. Well, this was before all that.
Oh, of course, I know, I'm sure. When did this happen? When was Lady Gaga trying to go to the moon?
2013.
The audacity to contact NASA and say, hey, you guys like going to the moon, right?
Send me to the moon.
Get me up there. Get me up there and I will play.
You guys got the moon hookup?
That'd be remarkable. She'd be the first human to perform a concert not on Earth.
Well, to be fair, we don't know that Neil Armstrong didn't perform a concert for his buddies, like a little private show.
That's true. He could have done that. Well, we know that Buzz Aldrin did listen to Frank Sinatra on tape. Not a concert, but...
Yeah, it is true.
Okay, do I believe that Lady Gaga tried to go to the moon? How far, what are we saying, tried to go to the moon? Did she just ask and get nowhere? Did she have fleshed out plans?
Yeah, it was, hey, NASA, send me to the moon. And NASA went, nah.
So it got killed in the very early stage of development.
Yes.
Spin.
I'm not even sure using the word development is fair. I think it just got killed. I think it was NASA sent us to the moon, and NASA went, I don't think so.
Yeah, right, yes. I don't know about this. I think this is a spin. It's really easy to ask. Honestly, I could email NASA and ask for this right now and make this true about me. However...
do it, coward.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll ask on Lady Gaga's behalf.
Record the first podcast on the moon.
Oh, that'd be cool. Dude, moon era coming back in full force.
Yeah,
No, this is a spin, though. I don't know if Lady Gaga even asked.
All right, lock that in.
Houston, we are locked in.
This is a spin.
Oh, yeah. That was an ambitious spin.
Yeah. She's an ambitious artist.
It sounded big. What? I'm just thinking, that's all well and good to think of and suggest. And you're fine as long as NASA says no. And they're going to say no. But what on earth do you do when NASA says yes?
But, if they say yes.
Uh-oh. That's when you panic.
Or get really excited.
That's when you have to go to the moon.
Yeah. This is kind of based on a true fact, though.
Really?
It's funny you brought up the Katy Perry, first pop star in space. That was almost Lady Gaga.
Really?
Yeah, back in 2013.
Well, she really did almost go to space?
Yeah, the Virgin Galactic people contacted Lady Gaga and was like, we want you to be on our first space launch. That at that time was supposed to be in 2015. And she was like, yeah, okay.
Oh, she said yes.
Yeah. But listen, Virgin Galactic was asking everybody to the prom. All right. Well, here's a list of artists that we've done on the podcast that were supposed to be the first pop artists to go into space.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Lance Bass from NSYNC.
In 2013? Lanston. Goodness.
Well, his wasn't actually, to be fair, his was the only one that wasn't for Virgin Galactic. His was supposed to be a trip to the International Space Station back in 2002.
I was going to say bye to Earth.
But the insurance company that was part of the whole thing got a little cold feet and backed out, so he wasn't able to go. But he was almost the first pop star in space going to the International Space Station. To the point that he went all the way to Russia to do training.
Wow.
And then they pulled out.
I bet the Backstreet Man is behind that.
But anyway, I thought that was cool. But then Virgin Galactic, asking everybody to prom. Beyonce and Jay-Z.
No way.
Were supposed to be the first ones.
Jay-Z with his shuttle at his concert. I'm never going to forget that.
Yeah. They, announced this when they were still doing glide tests. Before they even did, this was in 2011. Again, their first official launch was until 2018.
Yeah.
Really getting ambitious. Justin Bieber, who we kind of talked about on the podcast. He featured on a song.
Yeah, he did. Way back.
Yeah. In 2013, Virgin Galactic just went kind of crazy. They asked him, and he was like, yeah, sure. They asked Lady Gaga. She was like, yeah, sure. They asked, we haven't done her on the podcast, but they asked Sarah Brightman, and she said, sure.
Right.
But the first one to go was, of course, Katy Perry.
And she got flamed for it.
Yeah.
Do you think Lady Gaga would have had the same fate, or would people have like...
Not probably the same fate.
Maybe in the current political climate, Lady Gaga would have backed out.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I think everybody kind of backed out, and that's how we ended up with Katy Perry.
Well, good for her.
Either they backed out or like they fell out of the public spotlight to be worth being the first person. So then they were like, somebody else.
Hey, 2024, here goes Lance Bass into space. Remember him?
Yeah.
He's like 50. There he goes.
So yeah, kind of based on the true story. Go ahead and pick another number.
I'd like to issue a retraction. Lance Bass is 46.
Oh, how dare you.
Anyway, let's go to number 1.
She had an interesting writer.
Uh-oh, another interesting writer fact.
I love me a good writer fact. Writers are so interesting to look at.
They really are. Our last writer fact was about Meatloaf and his fresh rubber ducks. He wanted fresh rubber ducks in his dressing room. What kind of stuff does Lady Gaga want in her dressing room? Are we talking about an interesting writer overall, or like just one quirky item?
Just an interesting item. Yeah, one quirky item.
Okay.
And who's to say if it's even that quirky? I mean, it's just a mannequin.
Yeah, okay. A dressed mannequin?
No.
Okay.
A nude mannequin.
To hold clothes?
No.
For what? Why she have it?
I mean, she just wants a nude mannequin with puffy pink hair in the nether regions.
Okay, that's interesting.
Not that weird.
It's
not that eccentric. Pretty normal request.
Why? What does she need this for? Is it another thing like Van Halen's M&Ms to make sure people are just paying attention?
You know, she's just in 2010 diva. You know, there's Diva Gaga.
Okay.
This is wild, flamboyant Gaga.
Yeah, but she just wants a mannequin in her dressing room for no reason.
Apparently, it might be a reference to A Clockwork Orange.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else I need to know about this?
Need to know? No.
Is there anything else I want to know about this? Okay. I think this is also a spin. I think this one's also a spin.
Also a spin?
I think a mannequin with, what'd you say, neon pink nether regions is enough of a whoa thing to try and like shock me into saying fact, because you think I get caught up on it and stumble, but I will not stumble. I think it's a spin. A strange one, but a spin nonetheless.
This is a true fact.
Ah, man, that was my other guess.
Well, it was a 50-50 shot. Other very specific and sometimes weird things she's requested. An oxygen tank.
Well, that could be useful.
Yeah, just very specific.
Maybe she's like Meatloaf and filming in rice.
Ezekiel sprouted grain tortillas and homemade guacamole.
Homemade guacamole from someone who's good at making guacamole?
I don't know. A lot of interesting. Here's like a snippet of the writer. A lot of interesting stuff on there. A cheese plate with brie, sharp cheddar, goat, and Gouda.
That's pretty good.
Lemon garlic hummus. Organic peanut butter with no more than 4 grams of sugar.
Not seeing anything about a mannequin on here.
As I said, the mannequin's not on that one, that little piece, but it is talked about in several articles that was also part of her writer.
Nice. How can they drink all these drinks? That's what I want to know about these dressing rooms. Everyone has a million drinks on their dressing room writers.
I guess that's so that you have whatever you're in the mood for.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they probably send these out way in advance, right? So you don't know what you're going to want.
That's true.
All right. So then that gives us 3 and 4.
Yeah, it does. Let's not go in order. Let's start with number 4.
That means you've hit our Fast Fired Facts.
Oh, Fast Fired. Is this more about the writer?
No, if I just gave you the answer key to the writer.
And I'd have to search through it really quickly.
Yeah, this is Fast Fire Facts Fashion Edition.
Oh my goodness.
I've got a list of 10 outfits that Lady Gaga supposedly wore, and you got to tell me quickly if you think that's a true outfit or an outfit I made up.
This is great, and I should have seen it coming, and it's terrifying, and I'm going to be probably pretty bad at it.
Are you ready?
Yes. It'd also be so funny if these were just like normal outfits. A tank top and sweatpants, blue jeans, and a t-shirt, a sundress. Like, that'd be great. Okay, but what do you got? For real. Let's see.
Up first, here we go. A giant translucent egg.
Oh, I feel like I remember Lady Gaga being the egg. Yeah, I'm going to say that's true.
That is a true fact. A dress covered entirely in living grass that had to be watered backstage every hour.
Whoa, every hour seems a bit much. How can that be?
Grass needs a lot of water. It usually stores it in the ground.
Well, but there's no ground. It's a dress.
You make a dress out of it.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I'll say fact. That's awesome.
It's a spin.
Darn.
A metallic dress with robotic arms that played a guitar.
That'd be cool. But doesn't she like her arms? I don't know. She's a motorcycle in the album art. Sure, this one's a fact.
Spin.
Aw.
She once performed in a bubble dress made of transparent orbs.
That's awesome. Fact.
That's a true fact. A dress entirely made of Kermit the Frog dolls.
Oh, it ain't easy being green. Fact?
That is a true fact.
Weird.
An outfit made of CD shards and laser pointers that lit up in sync with the beat of the song.
That's really cool. That's so complicated. Fact?
That's a spin.
Oh.
A Victorian gown made entirely of hair.
Ew. Oh, gosh. Oh, I so want it to be a spin. I so want it to be a spin, but it's gotta be a fact.
That is a true fact. Her own hair and others.
Yuck. Itch. Ugh.
A dress that turned into a working piano when she sat down.
That's really cool. That's so cool. Has to be a spin.
That is a true fact.
Oh, rats.
A dress that literally flies through the air.
With her in it?
Yeah.
Fact.
That is a true fact. And I believe I have one left. I think we've done 9.
Okay.
A hat filled with live cockroaches.
My goodness. Ew. I guess that's a fact.
That is a spin.
Oh, good one to end on, though.
Yeah, it was almost a real one. She wanted to do that, but
NASA said no.
for a tiebreaker here, because we kind of ended 50-50, I should have done an odd number.
Say meat dress. Say meat dress.
I'm not going to say meat dress, because you talked enough about that. I do have dress related here. It was my backup fact, in case you knew one of them. She wore a gown made of Hello Kitty plush toys to meet Queen Elizabeth II.
Fun. She's got a known and documented history of doing stuff like this, like with Kermit the Frog. So the question is the occasion. I'll call it a fact.
That is a spin.
Unfortunately, I was wrong.
Yep. She, to meet Queen Elizabeth II, wore a red latex Elizabethan-inspired ensemble, complete with a high collar and puffed sleeves.
Silly me. What was Hello Kitty wearing? Oh, probably a Lady Gaga-inspired dress, covered in little Lady Gagas.
So there we go. Tie broken. Point me.
Yeah. Typically, the tie goes to the runner, but we did break it.
Yeah, we broke the tie.
That was awesome, though. Love a good Fast Fired Facts. We've been doing a lot more of them lately.
Yeah, well, we've been doing a lot of artists that it really fits.
No kidding.
When we first created the concept, we went on a bit of a lull where it just didn't really fit.
That's true. We did it at episode 50, and then not again until episode 100, I think.
Can't believe episode 50 was the first Fast Fired Facts.
I know.
So long ago. But yeah, so that leaves us with fact number 3. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Close it out. Maybe we got a final ramp.
Cyborg Roaches love her music.
What are they in her hat? No. Okay. Cyborg Roaches.
Uh-huh.
So this sounds like a lab experiment, right? Where scientists have done something to some roaches and then played Lady Gaga for them? That's what my brain is thinking.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Your brain's pretty much right there.
What? How did they bionically enhance these roaches?
Well, they removed part of the cockroach's antennas and replaced them with wires, making them cyborgs.
Like electric wires? What do the wires do?
Yeah, like wires that are capable of receiving signals.
Oh.
They tested it out with like a toy controller in order to see if they could like control the roaches, and then other just electrical stimuli, including music.
Control the roaches? It's the flippin' plot of Big Hero 6. Except instead of the roaches, he just starts with little robots. Just controls them and tells them where to go. That's so wild.
But yeah, they were able to receive other electrical stimuli, such as music.
So they took off the natural-born antenna of cockroaches, replaced them with wires, and played Lady Gaga for them?
Specifically, in case you were really curious, specifically it was imported Central American roaches.
Those are bigger, I think. Like, pretty significantly sized.
They sure are.
What songs did they play for the roaches?
They played Lady Gaga tunes, and the roaches started dancing around, but only to Lady Gaga tunes.
Oh, that's weird. Who else did they try? Did they do La Cucaracha?
They started with music by Weezer,
Oh my goodness.
And the Roaches weren't having it.
No, say it ain't so.
And then they were like, well, maybe something a little heavier. So they went with heavy metal group Avenged Sevenfold next.
Whoa.
And still, the Roaches just weren't in the right groove. But then they put on Poker Face by Lady Gaga, and they started like shaking their legs and dancing, and they're like shells started shaking. They started moving around.
Wow, that's remarkable.
So then they're like, oh, maybe they were big Lady Gaga fans. So they put on Bad Romance, but the beat wasn't consistent enough to get them to move consistently. So specifically Poker Face seems to really get the Roaches down and dirty.
Poker Face riles up the Roaches, the Roach robots.
Yeah.
Wow. What did they do with this information?
It was a bunch of high school kids at a summer internship program, so I don't know if they did much with it at all.
Whoa.
But
that explains why their other music picks were Weezer and Avenged Sevenfold. When did this happen?
Like 2011.
Okay. I think this is a weird fact.
A weird fact.
Yeah, I think this is true. I guess, sure, some people probably did those kinds of scientific experiments.
Bunch of high schoolers. It's a very high schooler thing to do, just pluck antennas off of roaches.
Well, I don't know. It's probably a little more decorum to it than that. But also, I mean, the Roaches moved when Lady Gaga played. That doesn't mean that they were dancing or they loved it. They could have just been agitated by it. And you'd be agitated too if somebody ripped off your ears, replaced them with wires, and suddenly you started hearing loud music all the time. You'd start moving too. So I think this is a fact. It's a wild one, but I think it's a fact. And I'm considering that in conjunction with the cockroach hat. I think they're related.
Well, she wanted to... They're not really related. Two separate things completely.
Well, yeah.
But they are both true! Well,
yes.
True in the sense that she wanted to do the hat, but never actually did. That's why it was a spin.
Right.
Anyway, you get what I'm saying.
I do.
But this is a true fact!
Yeah, it is. Cyborg roaches. It sounds like a recipe for an apocalypse.
I know, right? I wish I could say no roaches were harmed in the making of this fact, but obviously they were. But I don't know if anybody really cares. Here is the picture that's with the article. I mean, there's no wires coming off of them.
There's just cockroaches. You just sent me a picture of roaches.
Yeah, in terms of, just to give you a sense of scale for size, I guess.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
But, you know, the teens apparently named each roach individually.
Ooh.
The first one was called apparently Sir Walter Raleigh.
Nice. They must have been British teens.
So yeah, there you go.
What do you know?
4 new things about Lady Gaga.
That is 4 new things. Thanks, Mixtaper. What a wild ride.
It's a wild ride indeed.
I think that was a good time to have me pick my own. I don't think there was really a final ramp in there. Everything was kind of cranked to 11.
No, everything was kind of weird.
Very, yeah, off the wall and bizarre.
Indeed.
Speaking of a little bizarre, we got to talk about this album art. So let's get Connor back in here. We'll see you soon.
Oh, well, do you want me to go?
Yeah.
I just thought maybe we could play a bonus round of Factor Spin. We haven't done that in a while.
A bonus round of Factor Spin.
Yeah, I got a bonus round of Factor Spin if you're interested, but I mean, if you want me to go, I don't want to overstay my welcome.
No, you don't have to. You can stay. Look, it's 50-50 right now. This is like the tiebreaker round. We could break the tie.
We could break the tie. You want to break the tie?
Might as well. You went to all the hard work to find a fact.
Audience, can you say break the tie?
Not another Dora the Explorer fact.
Okay, yeah. So let's break the tie. Get the fans what they want. She owned ghost detecting equipment.
No. This is your bonus round? Oh my. Lady Gaga owned ghost detecting equipment?
Yeah. That's how we'll break the tie.
So, this fact first appeared ages ago. On episode 42, Gabrielle Aplin had ghost detecting equipment, used it to detect a friendly ghost named Ryan. It was a spin, but you said, Ryan the ghost will return. And he's returned, and he's returned, and he's returned, and he's returned. And we talked about Ryan the Ghost in the Red Hot Chili Peppers episode, and Bob Dylan, and Ice Nine Kills, and Elton John. We talked about him in the 90s episode. Jukebox the Ghost. Taylor Swift had ghosts that haunted her. Reba had ghost detecting equipment. Led Zeppelin lived in that murder cult house. We talked about Queen and John Deacon inventing his own ghost detecting equipment. We talked about Blink-182, Tom DeLonge and his belief in aliens. We thought they recorded in a haunted house, right? Where are you? Haunted house vibes. And I think that's the last time we've talked about Ryan the Ghost.
Yeah.
30 episodes ago? It's been a while. But every time Ryan the Ghost comes up, I'm so skeptical. But you always say it has been about an artist big enough that we have to do them eventually on the podcast. Someone we couldn't ignore forever.
Which we're going to do everybody.
We are. That's true. And you also say that the ghost has to be named Ryan. And the deal is that when it's true, it's a fact, you have to present it as a fact. And you can't make it a spin when it's the real artist that it's about.
Yeah, because that'd be dastardly.
But anyway, so Lady Gaga owns ghost detecting equipment. Mm-hmm. I have to ask all my usual questions. Let me just get out my usual suspects. What kind of ghost detecting equipment does Lady Gaga own?
A electromagnetic field meter, EMF meter.
An EMF reader to detect where the ghosts are.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Is that it? This is a state-of-the-art EMF meter.
Okay. What's it do?
But yeah, that's it. Huh.
Oh, that's it. Okay, it just does the EMF thing.
Yeah.
So it's state of the art. How much does it cost? How much did she pay for this big old device?
Well,
I know.
In order to get that answer, we're going to have to play.
I know it was going to happen.
Guess that dollar amount.
And it had to, because I need to know the answer to this.
It had to. You got to know the amount. You got to know. So what do you think for a state-of-the-art EMF reader?
10 grand?
More.
More? Oh, that's really state of the art. 50 grand.
Ding, ding, ding. Second guess. 50K.
There we go. It was almost my first guess, and I went, no way, it's that much. That's a lot of money. And has she detected ghosts with it, or does she just own it?
Detected Ryan.
Sure. So she gets her EMF reader out. I was just making sure you were going to hold true to that. Otherwise, I just write it off as a spin. So she gets her EMF reader out. Why? I mean, is she having paranormal experiences before this, or is she just doing this for fun?
Yeah, she knew a ghost named Ryan was chasing her, so she needed this in order to be able to detect him and know when he was around.
Chasing her?
Yeah, it followed her everywhere she went.
What did it do?
It was just really annoying. It would do annoying stuff, I guess.
Make the air cold or shove stuff over?
Yeah, she didn't describe Ryan so much as like scary as just annoying.
Just a pest. Well, in most of the facts, he has been a friendly ghost or a ghost dog.
Yeah.
It's friendly.
And I mean, the EMF meter wasn't her only attempt to get rid of Ryan.
No, to get rid of. I thought she was just detecting. She tried to get rid of him. What else did she use?
First, she contacted a medium.
As one does.
And they had a seance to try to communicate with him and figure out what the heck he wanted. But he wasn't feeling particularly chatty, I guess.
Ah, shocker.
And so she then spent the 50K on the EMF meter so she could detect when he was nearby. And then hired a team of paranormal activity investigators to inspect every concert venue she was about to perform in search of the spirit.
That was a part of a different one. That was a part of, I think, the Elton John one?
It sure was a part of the Elton John one.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
How does she know his name is Ryan? Is that just what she calls him?
That's what she calls him. Not exactly sure how she determined that was his name.
Okay. Did she get rid of him? Is he still around?
She hasn't talked about him recently, so maybe he finally found peace. Or the investigators got him.
Maybe. Maybe he saw that she was taking him seriously and went, okay, no more. I can't risk it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of finally finding peace, I kind of got a feeling about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think this is it?
I kind of think this could be it.
I mean, the safe answer is to go with fact so that you don't ever miss it, right?
It's true.
But if you've got a feeling, it's even more of a reason.
It's true. I don't ever want to miss Ryan the Ghost when it comes up. I already feel bad enough for missing the Daft Punk worm when it was true.
Yeah.
And the Mixtaper, you did say not too long ago we would have a returning fact before episode 215. Now, that happened.
Yeah.
We knocked off the Santana worm with Daft Punk.
Uh-huh.
Is it possible? Is it possible that we just coincidentally scheduled 2 of the returning facts to get resolved within 5 episodes of each other? Maybe.
I mean, that's what you got to decide.
Lady Gaga is a huge artist. Lady Gaga is an artist definitely big enough that we'd have to do on the podcast. I mean, we talked about how she's got 14 world records and sold so many 128 million albums.
And she's definitely weird enough to do this.
Definitely eccentric. Definitely an artist that Connor talked about knowing a lot about, which...
I don't know why that would have anything to do with it.
It feels relevant. It just feels relevant.
So you're locking in fact?
I think this is the end of the 170 episode Ryan the Ghost saga. I bet this is him.
So are you locking in fact?
It's interesting because the story is a little bit less compelling than some of the other ones that you've jazzed up as spins. Mm-hmm. Like, it's no murder cult house.
Does that make it more believable?
I think it kind of does. I mean, it's the simplicity of it for me. And it's the fact that there are so many elements of previous...
that line up with other
spins that are lining up. So, I think we got him. I think this is a fact for Ryan the Ghost.
You've done your paranormal investigation.
I think he's haunting me no longer.
Yeah, you think the haunting of Ryan shall come to an end for you as well as Lady Gaga.
I think so.
All right, locking in fact then?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to lock in fact.
All right, there we go. For our 200th album ever ranked on this podcast.
A milestone episode. Ryan always comes back at the milestone episodes.
A milestone episode. Didn't look like it was going to be one maybe when you first clicked on the episode, but it is. I can confirm that this is a true fact. Yes! We got him.
We got him. Oh my gosh. Wow.
We got him.
170 episodes later.
Oh, I was so excited when I saw that because again, you did just coincidentally schedule 2 returning facts within 5 episodes of one another.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then I had to sit on that for a couple episodes after you got them both scheduled till you put a couple other things into what you created like our rundown folders for, so that I didn't like blow that like, oh, obviously the one you just made was it. And so I had to sit on that information for a couple recordings, and then finally I could hold it no longer, and I had to tell you that we would have one. And then I was like, he's going to find the Santana worm and think that's it, and then 5 episodes later, boom, Ryan the Ghost.
Wow. Oh, wow.
We are here.
Mixtaper, that was well played, but you got to get up pretty early to get Ryan the Ghost past me again.
I would have been devastated. If you missed it, honestly, at this point.
That's lucky number 13 episodes that Ryan the Ghost has appeared in.
I know. It just all came 13 Ryan the Ghost.
It's the 200th album we ranked. Wow.
Yep. And all thanks to the fans who wanted this episode.
Yeah. Remarkable. I can't believe it.
The reason... Now, what do you think about the fact that I saved it for a secret 5th round?
That was so sneaky.
Mm-hmm. And it was especially sneaky because several long-time supporters of the podcast have told me that they know that this was about Lady Gaga, and they laughed every time you believed it was about someone else, and they couldn't believe you didn't know it was about Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
And we laughed at your expense for the past years, right? That this has been going on.
I've been so afraid of like learning about Ryan the Ghost through some other means. Accidentally.
Yeah. It was very scary.
Just because it seems like everyone that I've talked to has made it seem so obvious and so weird that I didn't know it.
Uh-huh. And so they're all gonna listen to this episode and see it's Lady Gaga and go, oh, finally! And then we're gonna do 4 normal rounds and not touch it. And they're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, that's remarkable.
And then I'm gonna hit them with that secret 5th round. So that was almost more for their benefit than yours.
Yeah.
To mess with them a little bit. So you're welcome.
That's wild. I'm floored. It's been 3.5 years. It's been 3.5 years.
Yep.
And it makes sense too. I said I'm not a big Lady Gaga person at the beginning.
I know.
You know, I've only listened to the one Lady Gaga album in full. She wasn't really high on my priority list or much on my radar for an episode. When we started the podcast, I hadn't even listened to this album yet.
That's part of why I picked it, because I wanted a fact that would be around for a decent amount of time. I didn't want it to like get picked just within a couple months of that announcement, right?
Yeah. Well, and you thought it would come a lot quicker than this.
But I was like, man, I thought it would come a lot quicker than 3.5 years.
It did not. Wow.
Especially because early on in the podcast, this was recommended to us as well, but we kind of weren't taking a lot of recommendations at that time. We were still finding our feet and getting our rhythm, so we kind of ignored it.
Yeah.
And so I figured it would come back around eventually, and then it took 3.5 years.
Well, and I'm glad it did work out this way, because now we've got a really iconic piece of podcast lore that's stretched on forever and ever. The Gabrielle Applin episode, gosh, it came out on April 29th, 2022. So from April 29th, 2022 until today, August 1st, 2025.
3 years and some change.
3.25, yeah.
So there you have it.
Wow, what a bonus round.
Now I can bid thee adieu.
Thanks for not leaving.
My pleasure. And until next time, yeah.
Wow. Welcome back, Connor. Like, part of me feels complete, and part of me feels empty.
Finally! Yeah, it is a little sad to know that there's now a Ryan-shaped hole in my heart.
Yeah, but it's also nice to know the truth.
To get closure.
Yeah, to get closure, and man, he had a good run.
He really did.
That means we only have one fact left that hasn't been resolved.
Yeah.
And it's the losing a seat to a hat on a plane. I honestly thought Ryan would be the last one we solved, but that's the last one standing.
Well, it's all based on when you pick them.
I guess so.
According to the Mixtaper.
Time to go into the world of hats and pick a lot of hat-wearing artists. Maybe like Guns N' Roses and Slash with his top hat.
Actually, I know the hat one.
Oh.
I can't tell you because that wouldn't be fair.
No.
But I'm not surprised it took us this long to get to Lady Gaga. They said you're not the biggest fan of her. You're on the perimeter of the Lady Gaga sphere, right?
Yeah, very much.
But the hat one, I am surprised we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, that means it could be any time. I don't know. Well, that was wild. Let's talk about this album art.
Let's do it.
Also going to be wild. It's Lady Gaga as a motorcycle.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, you want to talk about like Cyborg Roaches. This is Cyborg Gaga. She's a bike. She said the cover with me half female, half motorcycle is meant to be symbolic of the fact that I'm endlessly always changing. It was shot by photographer Nick Knight. Critics and fans did not like it. The Guardian said it was more like a cheap Photoshop job than the most anticipated album of the year.
Well, speak for yourself.
What do you like it?
I think it's kind of cool.
It's okay, I guess. I just wonder why. She surely was not born this way.
I think that's what she wants you to ask.
If a baby was born this way, you'd send him to the mechanic.
Dang.
Maybe this is how Transformers start. This is Gaga Prime.
I don't think you've ever seen Transformers.
No, but then she turns all the way into a motorcycle eventually. I've seen Transformers 1 and Transformers 4. We've been over this.
What? Yeah, we have.
It's an interesting cover. Anyway, we've got a lot of tracks to talk about here.
We sure do.
The album kicks off with Marry the Night. It was almost the first single from the album, and then it was almost the third single, and it ended up being the fifth single. It kept getting bumped and bumped and bumped.
Wow.
Yeah, she released Marry the Night via the video game Farmville in the week leading up to the record's release.
I played that.
You played Farmville?
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the entire subsection of the game called Gagaville?
I think it was after my time or before my time.
When did you play Farmville?
I don't know. I just know I've played it.
I just think Farmville is a really interesting way to release a song. A Lady Gaga song, nonetheless.
Yeah.
She's not a very farm-core artist.
But it was a very popular game at this time.
True.
So it was probably more to do with that than the content.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Well, Marry the Night debuted at number 79 on the Hot 100 from all those Farmville viewers, and it climbed to a peak of number 29 and actually shattered her streak of 11 straight top 10 hits. Bummer.
Shame.
And that's why it ended up being single number 5 instead of number 1. They kept realizing it was not going to be a number 1 hit.
Why even release it as a single then?
Yeah, she could have kept the streak alive if she hadn't, but maybe she thought it was going to reach number 1. I mean, you always hope.
Yeah. I mean, all parents always hope that their kid will grow up to be president someday. But sometimes
Sometimes you abandon that dream early. Yeah, and then sometimes your kids grow up to marry the night. Gaga said she didn't write the song for fans. She wrote it as an anthem for herself. She said, "This song is about me going back to New York. I wrote this about the courage it took for me to say, I hate Hollywood. I just want to live in Brooklyn and make music. And mama marry the night." It's such an interesting start to the album. Kind of starts with this organ part or electronic keyboard, and then it turns super duper classic Gaga pop.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think of it as a song?
It's not one I remembered.
No?
But it is one I remembered once I started playing. It came back to me.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I guess in just the way that all of Lady Gaga's songs kind of sound familiar.
Yeah, it's not the best start to the album.
No.
Like sometimes you put a little primer track and then you hit it with track 2 is like a big hit, right? And you want to give them a little primer, a little appetizer first.
Yeah, do you think this is the primer?
No.
Oh.
I don't think this does a good enough job setting up Born This Way.
Maybe not, but the beginning does a good job of starting the album a little slow. I mean, most of her songs just launch right into it.
Yeah.
So it's nice that this one gets a little bit of a prelude.
I mean, Born This Way also kind of starts decently slow.
Yeah, but you couldn't start with Born This Way.
Sure you could. I don't see why you couldn't.
I don't know. I feel like I'd feel weird about starting the whole album with dialogue.
I think that's the best place to do it.
Really?
I think if you're going to do, you know what I mean, not usually a dialogue in songs guy.
That's true.
If you're going to do it, make it the start or end of your album.
Yeah, Born This Way wouldn't be a bad start, I guess, now that I'm listening to it again.
I think it'd be a better start.
Yeah. Well, Marry the Night's all right. Yeah, let's talk about Born This Way. Seems like we're kind of lukewarm on Marry the Night.
Listen, Marry the Night is a number 5 single. A slot 5 single.
Yeah, that's true. Divorce the Night. She's no good for you.
You started your album off with a streak breaker.
Yeah. Well, Born This Way was one that kept the streak going.
Yeah. Title track.
Yeah, it's the title track and the quintessential self-confidence album. Man. Yeah, Born This Way, she said it was a magical message song and a "this is who the F I am" anthem. But she said, I don't want it to be hidden in poetic wizardry and metaphors. I want it to be an attack, an assault on the issue, because I think, especially in today's music, everything gets kind of washy sometimes, and the message gets hidden in the lyrical play. And Born This Way does not hide anything. She's very direct. The song was huge, obviously. It still makes the rounds constantly, even into today. It was Gaga's third #1 single, and as it turns out, Born This Way was the 1,000th #1 single in Billboard chart history.
Wow.
Yeah, who knew? That sounds like a Google spam pop-up that you'd get. Congratulations, you're the 1,000th #1. And she's like, oh wow, and it steals all her information. But it's true. Born This Way was also the first song to enter at #1 and stay at #1 on the Hot 100 for a week since Clay Aiken did it in 2003. And then Born This Way held on to the top spot for 6 weeks, which no song had done since Elton John's Candle in the Wind 1997 from a decade and a half earlier.
It's a big song.
I know, right? Born This Way also sold 448,000 digital downloads in 3 days, which is a record that wouldn't be broken until Taylor Swift never ever got back together in 2012.
Wow.
What do you think of the song?
Love it. Great song.
It's so high energy and loud.
It's loud, but that's what I want it to be, all right? I like that this song is high energy. I like that this song is loud. I like that this song has some really interesting vocal runs.
Yeah.
With the, she rolled my hair and put my lipstick on. That little up and down.
Yeah, it's a pretty good melody.
Yeah. You get that little, just dance, little repetitive section with the don't be a drag, just be a queen.
Yeah.
I think it's a well-paced song.
It is. This song gets compared a lot to Madonna.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's released a very similar song.
I think in general, Lady Gaga gets compared to Madonna a lot.
That's true. But also just with the self-empowerment theme. Like Madonna's done that, and a few artists before her have done that. And so critics who were trying to be really critical of Born This Way kind of felt that it was a little derivative in those regards. But, I mean, honestly, 2011 probably was aching for an anthem like this.
Yeah.
Everyone took it and ran with it. Also interesting, she's still using Orient as the word.
Yeah.
I don't remember when we phased that one out as a society, but apparently it was after 2011.
It was probably around this time period. Probably a little after this, yeah.
Speaking of interesting choices that Lady Gaga made around Born This Way, do you know about the music video?
What about it?
The music video features Lady Gaga becoming the matriarch of a new race.
That's weird.
That's a choice. That's certainly a choice.
Yeah, it is a choice.
But what are you going to do? You know, the song is an absolute bop. It's an anthem, if ever there was an anthem.
And we get, grunge Gaga.
There's a lot of grunge Gaga on this album. And that's what I mean, to say that Born This Way evolved her sound. We just got, dark pop Gaga before with Paparazzi and Poker Face. It sounds kind of the same.
I like Paparazzi and Poker Face, yeah.
Yeah, they're good. But then this album blends in all those other influences, right? Where Born This Way was a little bit of 80s kind of pop, and Government Hooker's a little bit more of a grungy feel, and Judas kind of harkens back to that dark pop, but Americano gets a little Latin flair going on, and, there's just stuff from kind of all across the board on Born This Way, and it really does kind of take Lady Gaga's sound to the next level.
All I know is I'm going to drink my tears tonight.
Sounds salty.
Yeah.
There's a little opera kind of section on Government Hooker. It's interesting. Government Hooker hit number 16 on the U.S. Dance and Electronic Digital Songs chart, and also climbed to number 15 on South Korea's International Songs chart. A few of Gaga's songs charted in South Korea, and I wonder what's up with that. She must be big over there.
Yeah, apparently. This is probably my least favorite song on the album.
On the album?
It's down there.
That's wild. There's so many songs.
Yeah.
But it references John F. Kennedy's affair with Marilyn Monroe. The song was historically inspired.
Okay.
I think sometimes you and I put different weight on things like that.
Yeah. The history major.
History nerd.
Might put more weight on historical facts and songs.
He might. What if this song was about engineering? And this was government bridge.
Oh, no, I'd hate it. Yeah, it doesn't work. Nobody that's an engineer actually likes engineering after they've been through 4 years of it. They beat that out of you in year 2.
Reasonable.
Year 1, they lure you in with all the promises and shiny toys. And then year 2, they just beat the fun out of you.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what this song is about, right? It's about a woman who lures people in politics in with flashy toys and thus holds a lot of sway in the runnings of the government. She kind of takes a lot of power for herself through, those kind of means.
Sure. I don't know. Grunges isn't usually my thing.
It's a little darker. It's a little beepy and boopy. There's a call and response kind of vocal in the chorus that's a little strange. She also just says hooker a lot. But it's got such a good melody in the way that she sings everything. I think it's kind of a fun song. But it's interesting to see how little Lady Gaga like shies away from, a lot of pop artists make easy pop music, right? They do stuff that's going to not rock boats. They do stuff that's going to be appealing to everybody. They do stuff that's maybe a little light in the message and meaning department because they're pop artists. Lady Gaga does no such thing. We've already, 4 tracks in, are going to have songs that are poking and prodding and deconstructing religion and government and identity. She's an artist with a message. And of course, Judas is the first instance, but not the last, where Lady Gaga starts to weave tons of religious themes into her music. Did you know Judas?
I did.
Man, you're so old.
Yeah. I told him not to do it.
He did it. He betrayed Jesus. That's crazy.
Yeah, he betrayed me too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I told him an embarrassing secret, and then he told the other disciples.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, dude, that was in confidence.
What'd you tell him?
No, I'm not falling for that again.
Man, Judas is a wild one.
Judas.
That's the one. You're thinking of the right one. It's about a woman who's betrayed by a man but loves him anyway, in spite of all the betrayal.
Like Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. She also says it's about honoring one's inner darkness in order to bring oneself into the light. She said, I keep going back and forth between the darkness and the light in order to understand who I am.
The brighter your light shines, the more darkness you create.
Wow. Did you invent that quote?
No, that's a Kingdom Hearts thing.
Gotcha. I was going to say, it sounds familiar and also a little cheesy. She said Judas is a metaphor and an analogy about forgiveness and betrayal and things that haunt you in your life, like ghosts, perhaps. Like Ryan the ghost, perhaps.
Ryan.
Yeah, right? That's about how it started. Well, she said, I believe it's darkness in your life that ultimately shines and illuminates the greater light that you have upon you. Someone once said to me, if you have no shadows, then you're not standing in the light. So the song is about washing the feet of both good and evil and understanding and forgiving the demons from your past in order to move into the greatness of your future. That's intense. That's what I'm saying. Pop artists don't usually write songs like that. Lady Gaga constantly does it.
Yeah, they're writing songs like You're My Espresso or however that song goes.
That's that me espresso.
Yeah.
You're that espresso. Did you even listen to the Sabrina Carpenter episode?
Listen to the episode? Absolutely not. I was in the episode. Why would I need to listen to it?
I own it.
Listen to it. I own it. But no, I haven't listened to it.
I always listen to the episodes again. Not just editing them, too.
Yeah. I don't like the way I sound.
Gotta stay fresh. Some critics like Judas enough that they thought it should be the lead single from Born This Way. More than Born This Way.
What was it? Was it 2?
I don't know where in the singles lineup it ended up.
Oh, okay.
But it did go to number 30 on the pop songs chart in the US and number 10 on the Hot 100. So probably it came before Marry the Night because it helped keep her top 10 streak alive. Also fun trivia tidbits about Judas. She got sued over the song because the songwriter Rebecca Francescatti wrote a similar kind of song that she called Judah, and she tried to sue Lady Gaga over it. I think ultimately that went nowhere, but curious, isn't it? Also, she designed the cover art for the song in Microsoft Word.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
That's something I can relate to.
Yeah, in 2010, graphic design in Microsoft Word.
Our first podcast logo design was made in Microsoft Word.
Yeah, and you saw how it turned out, right?
It was great.
And so is Lady Gaga's single cover art.
Listen, I'm the ideas guy, not the execution guy.
Of course. Judas is the execution guy.
Oof.
Yeah. Also, the music video features Norman Reedus as Judas. And before you say anything, no, I have not seen anything that he's in.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Really. Not a thing.
You saw the first episode of The Walking Dead.
No, I don't think so. I saw the one where the guy comes out with the bat with spikes and he beats someone's head in.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Daryl was in that scene, or Norman Reedus was in that scene.
I couldn't tell you.
You've seen footage of that Death Stranding game, or whatever that he was in.
Oh, really? Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. Well, he's in Judas, so how about that? Well, Lady Gaga keeps her weighty, intentional songs going with Americano up next. This one is a song that pushed back on California's Proposition 8, which is a law that was in opposition to same-sex marriage and also included complicated immigration ramifications because of the ways that it changed marriage laws. So she wrote this Latin-inspired song, very a la Alejandro from her previous records. She said it's a big mariachi techno house record where I'm singing about immigration law and gay marriage and all sorts of things that have to do with disenfranchised communities in America. It sounds like a pop record, but when I sing it, I see Edith Piaf in a spotlight with an old microphone.
Todos los chicos.
Boy, how long has it been since you took a Spanish class?
High school.
That's been a while.
I took Spanish 1. That's it.
Wow.
That means to all the boys, right? Todos los chicos.
Yeah, that's all the boys.
Yeah. Now, how do you say milkshakes in my yard?
All right, that's enough out of you. It's literally unrelated. Americano charted at number 17 on the U.S. Dance and Electronic Digital Songs chart, and another one, 98 in South Korea.
Very popular.
Uh-huh. Very K-popular. Yeah, what do you think about it?
I'm a fan of non-English in songs.
Yeah.
I've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, you have. Because you don't speak not English. So it lets you focus on it like it's music.
Appreciate the rhythms and the vocal runs.
Yeah. My heart hurts for my generation.
And just some of the ways, the different sounds of the words, right? That we don't typically get in English. It's fun.
That's true.
It also always impresses me when you hear a song in English and then hear another non-English translation, but yet it's somehow somewhat to the same rhythm. And you're like, it doesn't feel like it should work, but it does.
Yeah.
And that always impresses me.
That's why translators work their magic like that.
It's always impressive.
Yeah. Lady Gaga, she uses a lot of syllables all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not talking in words, but I'm talking la 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 la.
Yeah. Gaga shows up a lot.
Gaga, ooh la. Yeah, right. Judas. There's so many ways that she kind of works vowels and syllables to her advantage like that. It's like the Lady Gaga hallmark. Yeah, I like Americano.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's got such a catchy kind of melody to it. Don't tell the Mixtaper, though. It's not named after the drink Americano.
I don't think he cares. I think that is a type of drink, so it's a drink song in his mind.
Yeah, I get it. Up next is one of the worst titles on the album.
What?
Hair.
No, great title.
No, it's not. It's Hair.
What's wrong with hair?
It doesn't sound good. I don't know.
What?
I think of hair in my shower drain. I think.
Wait, when you hear the word hair, the first thing you think of is in your shower drain? I think that's a you problem.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of hair. I'm just saying.
Yeah, appreciate it while you have it.
Well, thanks, I will. It's a reminder. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Or going.
I've had enough. I'm not a freak for liking the title hair. You're the freak for thinking of a shower drain.
Rude. I'm just here trying to stay cool on these streets.
Yeah, I knew that's what you were hunting for.
Hair, again, the title is iffy for me because I just don't associate, my hair doesn't change. The whole point of the song is she's changing her hair, and her hair is representative of her freedom.
Your hair's always growing.
My hair does not change. It grows, that's true, and once a month I have to go get it cut because it grows so fast.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change its shape or color or style or anything.
Well, that's a you problem.
Yeah, I know. I just think the metaphor doesn't necessarily work for me.
You're as stuck in your way as your hair. And that's a you problem.
Dang. Yeah, well, I like the song itself, right? It's another powerful freedom anthem. The producers who called it Gaga's Freedom album really were not kidding.
Yeah.
She says that her hair is the one part of herself that she can change drastically and not catch any criticism for, which is fair. And I think it's kind of a cool concept for a song. She was inspired by Kiss and Iron Maiden and Springsteen a lot on this song.
Yeah, she was like, I want that giant Kiss tongue to give me a big old cow lick on my hair.
Well, she wasn't like the Kiss tongue. That's not what she thought. But she was like, man, I want that saxophone player from the E Street Band to play saxophone on my album. Because that's true.
That's a good second thought.
Yeah, it is. Most of the time when you hear a saxophone on Born This Way, it is the work of former E Street Band member Clarence Clemons. He passed away a month after Born This Way came out, but he worked hard on it.
You can't have that name.
What, Clarence Clemons?
Yeah.
Why?
Those two names are too similar.
Well, I don't know. Lots of people have similar names. On Hair, Clarence Clemons stayed up till 3 a.m. doing takes of this just to get it right. I think that's pretty cool.
Hey, James.
What?
I just wanted to let you know. I don't speak German, but I can if you like.
Nice. Yeah, you can speak about as much German as Lady Gaga, I would wager. At least according to the next song, Scheise, which is German for poop, but not really poop, the bad word for poop. She means it in a BS way. Like all the haters say about her is just crap. It's just BS.
So that's how that little weird B symbol is pronounced?
Like an S, yeah.
Why is it shaped like a B?
Beats me. But all this stuff that she's saying at the beginning and throughout in German sounding, it's not German. It's gibberish.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
She wasn't kidding when she said, I don't speak German.
Yeah, just say a bunch of stuff that sounds German-like.
Do you think it's awesome?
But isn't German. I mean, yeah, I think it's cool.
Okay, I think Germany thought it was cool too. It showed up on the German charts at number 90.
Especially, I mean, think about it. She starts the song off by saying, "I don't speak German, but if you want me to, I'll make something up,
Yeah, that's true.
And the song's called like BS, and all the lyrics are BS.
Yes, that's true. It's very, very apt.
Plus, it's just funny some of the fake stuff she comes up with.
Yeah.
And it's kind of to the beat of Born This Way. Did you notice that?
Yeah, a lot of these songs sound like other songs that Lady Gaga's done. You can hear some similarities. There's a song later on that sounds a lot like Bad Romance. Like, you can hear it a lot.
Yeah. Rebuke is a word you don't see enough in every day.
Rebuke. Ooh, that's true.
I think the highlight of the song, though, is that little vocal run of the I Wish.
Yeah.
It's so catchy.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. At this point, I'm probably getting like fatigued of the production.
Whoa, already?
And these songs that are so sharp and fast and loud. And
we're only halfway through.
Yeah, if I don't think about it, it's fine. And we are about to get a good break from the up-tempo pop power anthem. But a lot of these have just been pretty in the same vein as Scheise. That's an interesting song. It went to number 11 on the Bubbling Under Hot 100 chart in the US, so it didn't quite make it into the tops. But it's interesting. She said the song has a couple of meanings because she meant the song like, crap, it's good. She said, I also meant it in the other way because this song is really about wanting to be a strong female without all the BS that comes along with. Anything that gets in your way from being brave. She said, it's not the only word I know. I just like that word. So she apparently does know a little more German, but not much.
What'd you think of Bloody Mary?
Yeah, thankfully it's a song that gives us a break from the up-tempo pop songs and stuff. This is eerie stuff, Bloody Mary is. Now this song's kind of wild too because it got famous late. It wasn't super duper big at the time of the album's release.
Sure.
But the sped up version that got featured in the Netflix show Wednesday with Jenna Ortega turned this song into a hit.
Did you watch Wednesday?
Oh, we watched Wednesday together.
I thought so.
Yeah, we watched it at the same time.
That's what I thought.
Actually, Bloody Mary pulled its biggest ever numbers in 2022 with like 1.8 million streams 11 years later. It went to the US charts for the first time in January of 23 and debuted at number 68, peaking at number 41 within a few months.
Wow.
So that's pretty wild. This song came out in 2011 and was on the charts in the lifetime of this podcast. But honestly, maybe because of its placement on the album after all these up-tempo songs, but also because the fast version is what went viral, and that's the version I knew first, this version feels really slow and lethargic to me.
But I like it. I like how slow and kind of almost intense in a creepy way it is. When it's like that, I won't cry for you.
Yeah.
Just so like boom, 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 and like creepy.
It is creepy.
I like it.
Honestly, a great pick for the Wednesday soundtrack.
More of those syllables you like. More gagas and then some dum-dums, some die-dee-das.
That's true.
Some o-ohs.
I didn't say I like them. I just said she does them a lot. Well, I do like most of them.
No, my bad for insinuating you like them. Go ahead, tell the audience how you hate them.
I didn't say that either. I think it's a case-by-case basis.
In this case?
No, not in this case. Not my favorite.
Whoa, you don't like the dum-dum-dum-dee-das?
They're okay.
I like the dum-dum-da-dee-das.
I don't dislike them, but I don't particularly like them.
Seems like you're being a bit of a Lady Gaga hater this episode.
No, I'm just pretty neutral towards Lady Gaga in general.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason she's here on 212. It's just because I didn't really feel the need to get around to her.
Wow.
I know. Well, that's the way it is. Now, the original Bloody Mary legend is about the British Queen from back in the Tudor days. Did you ever do the Bloody Mary thing, where you say your name into a mirror in a dark room?
I never did it because I'm not a child.
What? No, but you were at some point. Remember, you started as a young adult.
Yeah.
You started as let me get the phraseology right, an uncultured young man.
Yeah. Young man. Notice, not child.
Well, young.
Young man would be like a 18-year-old.
Well, anyway, this version's not about Bloody Mary the Ghost. This one's about...
It's about the drink.
No, not the drink either. No, this one's more like the biblical figure of Mary Magdalene, so more religious imagery.
Yeah.
Gaga says it's like a serene flip side to Judas.
A lot of it on this album.
A lot of it on this album. A lot of it everywhere in her discography. Yes.
Do you know wrong from right?
Yeah, generally speaking.
I was just curious.
Yeah, do you?
No, I'm a bit of a bad kid.
Ah, nice. See, kid. See?
Now.
You just said you were to... Come on. Oh my gosh.
I was a young man in my youth and a bad kid in my adult hood.
Yeah. Awesome. Anyway, Bad Kids is up next. What did you think about Bad Kids? It's very self-deprecating. I'm a loser. I'm a jerk. I'm a brat. I'm a selfish punk. I should be smacked. I'm a twit.
Yeah, but now tell us about the song. Oh.
Wow. That's mean. You are a bad kid. I'm a nerd. I'll own that one. But But, it's a cool song. It's another song about owning it, owning who you are, to much lesser of an extent than Born This Way. But, yeah, essentially that's what it is. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm this. I'm a bad. You could say I'm bad all you want. Doesn't affect me. Doesn't bother me. Don't be insecure if your heart is pure.
Sorry, are nerds bad kids? Nerds stereotypically known as being the good kids.
Yeah. I chew gum and smoke in your face. I'm absurd. Weird. There's some interesting lyrics in here.
Yeah.
But it's a fairly catchy song. That's nice.
Is the next song the one you thought sounded like Bad Romance?
Absolutely.
Specifically the Follow That Unicorn and the We Can Be Strong?
I guess it's Poker Face. I said Bad Romance. I thought another song sounded like Bad Romance, but this one sounds a lot like Poker Face. We Can Be Strong, We Can Be Strong is really reminiscent of Can't Read My, Can't Read My.
Oh, I was thinking the We Can Be Strong, Follow That Unicorn kind of sounded like the Follow That Unicorn kind of sounds like the one part. Anyway.
One part of Bad Romance?
I don't know.
It's just it's Highway Unicorn feels like a filler song to me because it sounds like stuff she's already done.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
We can be strung out on this lonely road on the road to love. It just doesn't have the same weight of messaging as the other songs do. She's got rainbow syrup and a heart that bleeds. I don't know. Burning roads with a flag in her bra. It just feels here. It's a good melody, but it definitely suffers for its lack of weight in the lyrics.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of the part from Poker Face.
I knew it. It's another song that features that saxophone a lot. Clemens is getting his reps in. All she said about this one, as opposed to everything she said about all the other songs, she just said, Highway Unicorn's about me, flying down the road with nothing but a dream. It's fine. It's a good track to carry us on, but I don't know. Again, light. However, not light, and in fact the opposite. Heavy metal lover. What'd you think of this one?
You know me, I'm a heavy metal lover.
Yeah, you love heavy metal. All of them.
No, I don't like heavy metal. I like heavy metal lover. I'm a heavy metal lover.
Oh, you're a heavy metal lover.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like tungsten and the stuff that needle was made out of on Aretha Franklin's fake necklace.
No, I'm more of a light metal.
No, you're a light metal guy. Tin and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aluminum, or as our friends across the pond say, aluminium.
Yeah. This song is interesting because that heavy metal lover, like that hook, puts the emphasis on the wrong syllables, and it's kind of interesting because it emphasizes the V and the tol and the and not the ha-me-la, which is what you usually expect.
Yeah, I usually expect me some himela.
Yeah.
How many things can you think of that a group does better? Because I feel like in most situations, groups are less efficient.
A group does it better. You're talking about the pre-chorus?
Yeah.
Bring your friends because a group does it better? You're trying to think of things that a group doesn't do better?
No, a group does do better because I feel like a lot of the times groups just make things more chaotic and less efficient.
No, groups do a lot of things better.
Like, everybody hates group projects in school.
Groups party better, which is kind of...
You've never been to a party in my mind.
In your mind? No, I've not been to a party in your mind.
Yeah. My mind's a nonstop party, 24/7.
Well, a group, the more the merrier, sometimes. Groups make games of hide and seek more fun. Thinking like Sardines.
Sardines is fun. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Sardines is the exception that proves the rule.
Without a group, you're just one sardine hiding. What about concerts? You don't like concerts very much.
Yeah, it was a bad example.
What about going out to dinner, with a bunch of people?
No.
Wow.
Small, intimate settings.
Wow. What do you think about the part in this song that's got that vocoder kind of stuff in it? Like 250 mark?
I didn't care for it, actually.
No? That doesn't surprise me.
No, because I was really grooving the song.
Yeah.
Like, some of the other stuff she's done on this album, I didn't mind. But this one, I was just really grooving the song, and then that kind of messed up my vibe.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Apparently, this was the last song recorded for the album, which is cool. How'd you feel about Electric Chapel? Another track, by the way, that debuted on Farmville.
It's weird.
Uh-huh.
That opening guitar riff reminded me of something, and I'm not sure what.
Well, it could have reminded you of some of her big inspirations for this song, like Billy Idol, which I get a lot there.
No.
What? It sounds a lot like Nightcrawlin', what Billy Idol's on with Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
She was also inspired a lot by Duran Duran with the way that she sang. She also was inspired by Cher, who we just did on episode 204.
Oh, that I can hear.
Yeah. Little auto-tuney, little kind of vibe there.
More doo-doos.
Oh, yeah.
Not of the German variety.
No, we're done with German doo-doos. This is a cool song. Electric Chapel went to number 23 on the Dance and Electronic charts. She said the Electric Chapel is a place where her fans can go. It's about needing to feel safe, finding love.
What exactly is the Electric Chapel?
I don't know if it's a real thing. I don't know if it's a physical thing.
It just says, if you meet me at Electric Chapel. So I was trying to figure out what Electric Chapel was.
Yeah, it's just a metaphor, I think. I'm seeing no results anywhere for anything except the Gaga song. However, There is an electric company in Dayton called Chapel Electric.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
She's just a little confused.
Misread the sign.
Their headquarters is in Dayton, Ohio.
We got a little Return of the German.
Not really. With You and I. You just started saying that because of the umlaut?
I mean, just about as much, probably more German than there was on the last bit of German.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, the umlaut is only here because her boyfriend at the time has an umlaut in his name. And this song is about him and for him, so she put the umlaut over there as kind of a little tribute.
I just thought it was to make a cool little face.
Make a little smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently You and I samples We Will Rock You. But the real kicker is beyond sampling Queen, You and I features Brian May on guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, it was also co-produced by Mutt Lange, who we talked about mostly on our AC/DC episode, but he's worked with tons of artists as well. You and I is pretty much like a rocker, right? It's away from the pop and kind of into the world of rock a little more. It was nominated for Best Pop Solo Performance at the Grammy Awards, and it debuted at number 36 on the Hot 100. It's got a good groove to it, that's for sure.
I appreciate Gaga going into the rock world a little bit.
Yeah, really showing off her range. Mm-hmm. It is a good refresher for this album, for sure. She sings great, right?
Oh, yeah.
This vocal on here, Mutt Lange asked Gaga to record a rough lead vocal for the song. She said, I had about 30 cigarettes and a couple glasses of Jameson, and I just put on a click track and sang my face off, thinking we'd redo the vocals. But 30 cigarettes deep, Lange loved it, loved her performance, and it's the one that they kept. So you're hearing smoking, drinking, rough tracking vocal Gaga, and it works. Also, once the song came out, she changed a lot of the locations. She made a bunch of different variants that weren't just Nebraska. So that's cool. Nebraska's just the one that's relevant to her partner.
What's the next track? I want to know. Tell me.
Oh, you're on the edge of your seat, but be on the edge of your seat no longer, and instead, morbid. Pass on to the edge of glory.
The Edge of Glory. What a good song.
Yes. I think everybody who doesn't know Lady Gaga still knows The Edge of Glory.
Yeah.
This one was the third single. This is one of the ones that bumped Marry the Night. Thank goodness. How in the world anyone ever thought Marry the Night should come out as a single before The Edge of Glory is beyond me. But
yeah, I don't know.
For a minute there. Edge of Glory peaked at number 3 on the Hot 100 and went to the top 10 in 8 other countries. And it made Lady Gaga the first artist to land her first 10 singles in the top 10 since Mariah Carey. And today, it's certified 4 times platinum. Now, the song itself sounds happy and celebratory, but it's actually a little bit like darker and sad in its roots. It was inspired by the passing of her grandfather. He died in 2010, and she said it was about how when my grandma was standing over my grandfather when he was dying, there was this moment where I felt like he had sort of looked at her and reckoned that he had won in life. Like, I'm a champion, we won. Our love made us a winner. They were married for 60 years. I thought about that idea, that the glorious moment of your life is when you decide that it's okay to go. You don't have any more words to say, more business, more mountains to climb. Mm-hmm. You're on the cliff, you tip your hat to yourself, and you go. She said that's what it was for me in that moment when I witnessed it. It was also inspired by Rocky, one of her favorite movies, but mostly the first thing. So the Edge of Glory is, wow, just such a concept. To be right on the precipice and to know that you have achieved. Great song to close this album with. If Marry the Night wasn't a good opener, at least we can rest assured The Edge of Glory is a great closer.
It sure is. The perfect closer.
No, I'd say so. It's like the right balance of a normal pop song and then Gaga's over-the-top style.
It's an over-the-top style, but yet like in a simple way.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it really is. As of 2019, Billboard ranked The Edge of Glory the 9th best Lady Gaga song. So that's saying something. I have nothing bad to say about this song. It is really one of the great pop songs of the millennium. Mm-hmm. But that said, I suppose we should get into Final Spin.
Let's do it.
Yes, let's. I'm not the biggest Lady Gaga fan.
Yeah, you hate her.
No, I don't hate her.
You hate her music so much, you didn't feel she was worth doing on the podcast, or however you phrased it earlier.
That's not what I said at all. We're going to do everyone.
Yeah, you were like, you said you felt no need to get around to her anytime soon, which I think says all you need to say.
Well, look, it's 2025. This isn't Lady Gaga in 2013 anymore, you know?
I mean, it's 2025. The Beatles haven't been producing music in forever.
Well, touche. For me, the music on this album's getting an 80. There are a lot of good hooks. Beyond the hooks, which also are all kind of familiar in the sense that a lot of them do remind me of other Lady Gaga songs. But beyond the hooks, you won't find too many verses that you're singing along with. Mm-hmm. There's a handful of good pre-choruses, but I just think the majority of the musical part of the songs kind of gets lost. Because, you know, some of them are so anthemic and so big. And there are exceptions to the rule, like The Edge of Glory and Born This Way, and a few in the middle. but for the most part, 80 on the music. Giving the lyrics a 76. She's very blunt and very direct. And I think it's cool. I think it's awesome that she's a pop star with something to say. I think that sets her apart from most other acts in pretty much every way like that. So that's cool. Each of these songs kind of tackles a different thing, a different issue in a cool way. She does use a lot of syllables, a lot of non-lyrics in her vocalizations and stuff. 76 on the lyrics, 84 on the instruments and production. Like I said, the big anthemic, massive Lady Gaga club song starts to wear on you well before the hour of this album is up. But there's a lot of great moments too, with saxophones and Brian May on the guitar. Bloody Mary slows things down into an eerie twist. Highway Unicorn has that rainbowy kind of style to it. I don't know, Yoü And I gets the rock edge back out. I think there's enough redeeming qualities in the instruments and the production and the variation, but there is just a lot of very similar, sharp club electronic sound. Overall vibe, I'm giving it an 84. This is a fun album. This is an important album to know. If you're looking at pop music now and where it's come from and where it's honestly still going, Lady Gaga is a mega artist you have to keep track of for that. The album cover's goofy, but there's so many moments on this album that are unforgettable, especially on its biggest hits. So an 84 for the vibe. That gives Born This Way an overall score of 81 and lands it on the list at number 606, which is above Parallel Lines by Blondie, our resident close encounterer, and it puts it below Plastic Hearts by Miley Cyrus. Interesting, right?
Yeah, I'll say nothing.
Sorry, I hate to remind you of it. We healed.
I say nothing.
It also puts it well below Endless Summer Vacation.
I say nothing.
Well, that's me. What about you?
I would not have picked this album for Lady Gaga.
No? Would you have gone to the Fame Monster? Or, I mean, the Fame / the Fame Monster?
Yeah, I would have done the Fame. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never even listened to all the way through it.
I don't know. That could just be bias from some of the big hits on it. But I mean, it's got Poker Face, Just Dance, Paparazzi.
Well, beyond those three, I've never heard of any songs on it. No, you're looking at Born This Way. I mean, there's Born This Way, there's Judas, there's Hair, there's The Edge of Glory.
Had you heard of Hair before?
I think so. Or Marry the Night.
I'm just saying, only one song from this album made her top 10 most popular songs. 3 of them from the Fame made it. So.
That's true. Bigger hits.
Bigger peaks, but maybe deeper valleys.
Could be.
I am gonna give Lady Gaga...
Yikes, I'm glad you didn't say that until we were an hour in.
I've been wanting to call her that all episode. But I was like, no.
Me too. I'm just glad you're the one that did it.
I'm gonna give this one 6 Cyborg cockroaches out of 10.
6. Okay. Interesting for someone who's looking forward to Lady Gaga since episode 42.
Yeah, had a lot of fun with this album. Just since episode 42, we've done a lot of good stuff.
True. It is a fun album. You're right.
My top 3 in album order.
I'm going to guess we're going to see some pretty popular tracks in your top 3.
All popular stuff on this album.
Oh, wait. Where in your 6s does it go?
Oh, yes. That's an important thing to say. It's going right above Ariana Grande's Thank You Next.
Whoa, a battle of the pop girlies. And Lady Gaga is not a pop girly in the same way that Ariana Grande is.
So I'm going to go in album order.
Uh-huh.
Born This Way.
Yep. She just says Gaga so much. It's her own name. She says it so much.
So?
I don't know. I just didn't think of it before, but she does it on Judas, and she did it on Bad Kids, and she does it on Bad Romance, and
yeah, she does it all the time. It's kind of a staple. Yeah, it's kind of a thing.
It's like a calling card.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Scheise.
You would.
And The Edge of Glory.
Wow. No love for You and I.
No, just I.
Now, there is no I in you, but there is an I in I.
And I'm going with The Edge of Glory as my playlist pick.
Oh, of course.
Over the more popular Born This Way. Because I like Edge of Glory.
Of course. Who doesn't?
How about you? What's your playlist pick?
Tough call. I might go with Judas.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's one that I didn't necessarily know going into this album. It manages to have one of the better and more memorable hooks from the entire record. And it kind of incorporates an element of her like religious themes, which have been pretty pervasive throughout the album. You know, Bloody Mary and Electric Chapel and Born This Way, various others, all have religious undertones, and Judas is no exception. So I think it's a good playlist pick. Kind of encompasses her heavy themes with her hooky melodies and stuff, just like The Edge of Glory does. Both very representative picks of what Born This Way is, I think. And not just the low-hanging fruit of Born This Way and The Edge of Glory. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. If you want more, spin it in this year of redemption, come back next week or start exploring that back catalog. We've got lots of music and albums for you to check out. If you want more info about anything we're up to, and also if you just want to keep up with us, and we'd really appreciate it, follow us on social media, at SpinItPodOfficial on Instagram and at SpinItPod on X. And you can visit our website, www.spinitpod.com.
Tell a friend about the podcast.
Please do.
And make it specifically a friend that you think has an interesting or unique style.
Oh, that's cool. A friend with a good sense of style.
Your most stylish friend.
Love it.
Or tell a friend that you think is most likely to become a cyborg. I mean, either or.
Whoa. Tell all your cockroach friends. We'll see you next week for another...
Give me a K.
Exciting episode. K?
Give me an E.
No, I got it. E.
Give me an E.
E.
Give me a P.
Okay, 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Give me a P.
No, that's the joke. Because, like, I'm going to pee.
I want that P.
You can't have it. I'm going to flush it.
Give me a S-P-I-N-N-I-N-G.
S-P-I-N-N. S-P... Did you say I-N-N or did you just say S-P-N-N?
No, S-P-I-N-N-I-N-G.
That's better. Yeah. Yeah, S-P-I-N-N-I-N-G.
What's that spell?
Keep
spinning.
I can't believe we found Ryan. It's been such a long time. I've found so many lies.
You're at rest, just like Ryan is.
Oh, it's over. Wow, what an era. Our Ryan era was a long one.
It's a long era. Kind of an honorary podcast member at this point.
Yeah, really. Deep podcast lore. We'll see if he appears to me now that we've finally found the real Ryan. I'll keep an eye out.
Boom!
Ah!